Well, he doesn't look very pleasant.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and we have finally reached the end of our journey with Transform missions. HAVOC, they're not Menasor. We have taken a look at all 5 members, and if you missed any of those reviews, you can click the playlist in the description down below and watch at your leisure. But now, we can finally get down to combining these guys and forming HAVOC. So before we get down to that, let's put together the combined mode gun. So you can take all of their weapons and combine them into one big gun. So we take Motormaster's gun here, we flip down the big handle, we flip up the little handle, and you have that. And we bring in Dragstrip's gun, and you flip up the handle, you flip down this bit right here, and this will just plug in right up top. Like that, and just bring that in right there. So you got that going on. And next we bring in Breakdown's gun, and Breakdown's gun, you flip up the handle, bring down the barrel, and this will plug into the back like so. And next we bring in Wild Rider's gun, and Wild Rider's gun just plugs in right underneath, right here, like that. And last but not least, we bring in Dead End's gun, flip up the handle, and that will just plug in to the barrel like so. And there you have the combined mode gun. Very cool. I dig that. I dig it. I love when all the weapons can combine to make a big combined mode weapon. I love that. So you have that, and we'll put that off to the side. And we'll take these 4 lads here, and we will move them off to the side, because now we have to get Motormaster here into combined mode. So let's bring him to the forefront. Get this over here too. And we'll get started. So to get Motormaster here into combined mode, the first thing you want to do is open up this panel here, get his hands flipped in, close this back up. You're basically going to transform his hands as if you're going back into truck mode here. So you just flip this up. And this panel comes up, we'll tab in there, and you just rotate that, and you got that side done. Same thing on the other side, just open that up, flip in the hand, close that back up, bring this back, shift this back up, and there you have that all done. So now the next thing you want to do is you just want to take these sections here and just extend them all the way, including the slider. Just bring that all the way up like that, and just kind of get those out of the way. Then you just take this back here, bring this down. You want to open this up. So just open, 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 and then we just bring out the combined mode head. This panel right here will just tab into the top of Motormaster's head, like this, if I can get it lined up. There we go. So get that tabbed in right there, bring the combined mode head up, and that will tab in right there like that. Once you do that, you want to come in here and you want to push out these little side pieces here. Those will bulk out his waist. And then you just close that up, close that up, close that up, and you got that going on. At this point now, you want to take the arms, get these out of the way, take the arms, and you want to bring them, well, basically forward if you're looking this way. Bring them forward and bring them up like that. So they sit like that. Bring them up like that. And now you want to take the arms and bend them down, and this will just tab in right in there to secure that in place. So bring that down like that. And at this point now, you take these sections here. This will just clip in right there like so. Very sturdy clip. There we go. Clip that in, and then you just bring this forward, and you can see there's a tab right here. It's just going to go into a slot right in there in the shoulder, and secure that in place so everything sits nice and flush. And you just do the same thing on the other side. Just clip that in, clip, tab that in, tab, and there you have that going on. So now we'll start on the lower body. So you just want to rotate him at the waist, 180. Make sure that gets out of your way. Get out of the way. There we go. So you want to do that. And now you want to bring the legs back a couple clicks because you need to take these panels and fold them back like that. So just bring that back, and do that. At this point now, you want to come back here, just move these wheels out of the way, and you want to open up these panels right here, like that, and you want to slide out his feet. So take those, slide those out, and there you go. And now you want to take these sections right here, just undo them. This section right here will extend forward. Yeah, it's kind of stiff, but there you go. Extend that forward like that. Do the same thing on the other one. Just extend that forward, boop, like that. There you go. So now you want to undo these panels right here, which most of the time will undo themselves because they really don't hold in that well. But undo those panels on either side. Bring up the leg, bring it down on this hinge, and then close that back up. And these, for some reason, actually hold together a lot better in this configuration than they do in this robot mode configuration, which is weird, but hey, okay. So just bring these back up, put that into place. Second verse, much like the first, just undo that, bring that up, bring that down, tab that in, bring all this up, snip, snap. You got that going on. And with the crotch plate, you just bring these panels out to extend the crotch plate out, and then you can just bring this down, and there's a tab that'll just go right in there. So you have that all done right there. So now we want to bring in Nemesis Roller here, and we're going to transform him. So you want to take this section here, split it, and just bring this out. Helps if you kind of swing this around here, swing those wheels around, bring that around like that, and then you can bring this all the way down like that. These you want in this configuration with this tab facing up, and then you just untab this set of wheels here, like so, and just bring that down. These tabs you just flip down like that, and you have that all done. So now what's going to happen here with connecting the chest piece is you have these two slots right here that'll go over these tabs. You have these little hooks right here on either side that'll just clip over right here. And you also have these little tabs right there that will go up into these grooves right there. So that's everything that's going to be connecting in some way or another. So just get that on there, bring that up till that he clicks into place. I'll bump the camera because why not? And just get this clipped in as well. Make sure all that is pushed in all nice and secure like. And there you basically have the upper torso done. We'll just bring up his little horns now. And there you basically have the upper torso done right there. So we'll put that off to the side for now. And now we will work on these parts, which will be the combine mode feet. So what you're going to do here is you're just going to untab this section, flip this in, just leave that out to the side. You want to open this up, open this panel up, bring this back so you can then take this panel in here and bring this up like that, and you want to take this and just tuck this in right here, bring this down, and then all this will just peg in together right there like that. Now you want to take the foot here and you just want to extend it and rotate it and swing it around like that, and now this will just tab into the side right here to secure all that in place. You want to open up this panel because you have this little purple bit right here that you want to push down on, which will be his toes here in combine mode. It just helps you get it started. So bring that out, take this little panel here, slide it over to the side like so, and just bring this up. That'll just go into that notch. Then you just swing that around. That will tab in right there like so. This little purple bit right back here, this comes out to the side like that, and there you have one foot all done. Same thing with the other side, second verse, just like the first. So Let's untab, flip in, open, 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 open. Get that out, and get this flipped out. Clear those tabs there, and just tuck that in, close that up, and then you just take all this, swing it around, tab that in, get in here, get those toes started, there we go. Now we can close that up, bring that down, slide this panel out to the side, and just bring that out, like so, swing, and purple piece slides out to the side, and then we have the combined mode feet all done. So now we have that, and now we will move on to all this right here. So we can just take the sword out, put that off to the side for now. We're going to remove these, just put those off to the side for now because we don't need them, and just undo these and put this off to the side because we don't need that yet, and get started with the legs. So what you're going to do here is this whole assembly here just comes down like that. You have this panel that will just peg in right there. You want to take this whole assembly, rotate it, and then you want to take this bit right here, rotate that around, and then this little tab here gets flipped out. This panel right here just gets flipped onto the back. This gets flipped down, and you got that going on. So now we will bring in a foot here. Make sure you have the right side on the right side here. Yes, that's okay. That's correct. Okay. So what's going to happen here is this is just going to hook into this section right here, and this is going to go into this clip right here. This is a spring-loaded clip, by the way. As you can see, there's a little button right here, little release button right here. So once you get this clipped in, this is locked into place. So when you're, wanting to go back into robot mode or whatever, don't just yank on this because you could break something. You want to push that button, that will release that, and then you can remove it with the greatest of ease. So remember, you do have that release button there. So just clip that in, then you come back here, and this will just tab into that slot right there. And there you have a leg all done. I'm going to talk about the legs in a little bit. Just let me get the other side done first. So we're just going to bring this down, tab that in, rotate, swing that around, bring this to the back, bring that down, bring in the other foot here, clip all that in, clippity clip clip, clippity clip clip. And tab that in. Oops, that wheel came up. It came down, rather. So, there we go. So, now, what we have here is we have the new shin pieces in. Now, this is the original piece that came installed on Motor Master, and this is the replacement piece. So, what happens now is that this post right here is now on a slider. And you can see it brings down this section right here. This is basically fixing the stability issue that the combined mode has. So when you're going into vehicle mode, you just want to slide this up, and that gets this out of the way because you need this real estate for this to go to when you're going into truck mode. But when you're going into combined mode, you just slide this down, and you can see this piece right here now rests against this, and this just gives this whole assembly here a lot more structure, basically gives it a brace, and it does totally fix the stability issues, and you'll see that once we get him all combined. So these pieces are definitely, they work. They're very, very helpful. So get that slid down, get this one slid down on this side, and there you go. So once you have that done, we can now bring the rest of the body in, and now these will slide in right here like that. Close the little panel, and these wheels can just tab back where they were. Take the wheel, slide it in, close that up, bring that up, and there you go. And now he's Mr. Skinny Legs. So we got that going on. So now for the arms, you're just going to open up this panel here, flip out the hand, rotate it around. This little panel just gets flipped in. Just bring all this up like that. Now I'm flipping this handle, just straighten that out, and there you have one side all done. Same thing with the other one. Just open that up, flip, turn, bring in, close, bring in, and just bring that down. Stiff ratchets. Yeah. So there you have the hands all done. So now we have Motor Master fully in combined mode here, as you can see, and now we can bring in the rest of the Stunticons and get this boy combined. So first we will snap on the legs. Now snapping on the legs is a little bit harder to do with these new pieces in, but it is still totally doable. Apparently they did make a little minor mistake in calculation here, because this post right here doesn't sit as low as it's supposed to. And you can see here they actually, this came like this. I didn't do this myself. They actually kind of shaved this this peg up like at an angle here, you can see, to fix that, and it works. It takes a little bit more doing to get the leg bots snapped in, but it is totally doable. You just have to get everything lined up here with those pegs on that clip, and you just have to give it a really good squeeze, and it will snap together right there. So you got the one leg on. So now we'll bring in Wild Rider and get him snapped in. Now he has this little T-tab here that's going to go right up in here. So he has 4 points of connection. So you just get that lined up, and again, that it kind of hurts to push on this, so it's actually a lot smarter to open this up so you have something flat to push against, so you don't hurt your hands. But again, just give it a good squeeze. This was a little harder to do, and you're gonna kind of, as you can see, kind of smush Wild Rider a little bit while you're pushing on this. But again, totally doable. Come on. Totally doable. I swear, it's totally doable. But it just takes a lot of doing. Here, do I have this pushed down as far as it'll go? Yeah. He just wanted to be a pain in my butt. Come on. Come on, man. Work with me, buddy. Work with me. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Got him snapped in. There we go. Like I said, it takes a lot more doing, but it's doable. And you can see I kind of smushed him up a bit, but that's okay. We'll fix him. That's okay. It's all fixable. That's all. There you go. There you go. All's right with the world. But he's solid now. I mean, that's you definitely don't have to worry about that going anywhere, because that locks in as dead solid as you can get. So there's one bonus. It is dead solid, and you get some exercise. So hey. So now we got the leg bots in. So let's move up to the top floor. Top floor, menswear and Menasors anyway. So we'll bring in drag strip now and the combined mode arm here. So what's going to happen is you have these two clips right here, which will just tab in on either side of the elbow here. So just line that up on the one side, line that up on the other side, and you got that going. Now originally this connection was not super solid, and they do give you a fix for that, because you can see as you kind of move him around, you know, that starts to come undone. They do give you something for that. They give you this little piece right here. So what happens is you just take this, and this will just clip over this assembly right here. And you want it oriented like that, so those little tabs are facing up. And that just clips around that, and now that is a much more solid connection you have going on there. So nice that they addressed that and gave you a fix for it. So what happens here is the arms just slide in like so, and you just slide them forward, and there you have one arm. And then we bring in the dead end, and his connection is very simple. You just had the two tabs right there, and the forearm just slides on. You just give it a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until it is all the way in, and there you go. And we just take that and just slide that in like so. And we got that going on. But we're not done yet because we still have this section right here to deal with. So you take these little panels here and just flip them in like that. And we're going to turn Menasor around here. Hey, keep your crotch in place. Turn this around and you can see Motor Master just kind of peeking out back there. Hi, how you doing? How's it been? So now we're just going to take this, and what's going to happen here is you have these two posts that will plug in right back here, and you want to fold these in, and these are going to go right back here to lock those arms into place. So just slide all that in, and all of this will line up right here as well. So just make sure you have everything properly lined up, like so. And everything should just fall right into place, like that. Just tap all that in, and then the bottom here, you just kind of fold this up and fold that up like that, so everything is wrapped up in a nice, neat little package, like so. And you can open this section up, and there's this little bit here that you can flip out if you want to. I'll show off what that's for in a little bit. And turn him back around, and here we have Transformissions HAVOC fully combined, as you can see. And he looks awesome, just a full-blown IDW comic book Menasor, and I absolutely love it. Let me just stand him back a little further here so we can get a look at him. Very cool. Very, very nicely done, in my opinion. Now let's bring him back up front here and take a look at that head sculpt. Very nicely done head sculpt. Love the silver. You got silver in the crest, silver on the face. The eyes are done in red. They do have a light up feature. You have a button right here on the side. Just push that, and his eyes glow a very nice bright red. The batteries for the light up feature are included, which is great, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, very cool. This has some evil glowing red eyes. I love it. I love it. So you got that going on. You got some nice gold, red, and silver there in the chest. All around, looks very, very good. Again, it is actually pretty accurate to the IDW design. If you look up pictures of the IDW Menasor, it's as close to spot on as you can get. But yeah, very cool. I dig it. I dig it very, very much. Now, articulation-wise, the head can rotate. He can look up and down. He can look all the way up to and you can pull off his face too. I didn't want to pull off your face, dude. Sorry about that. You can totally look up, do total squirrel. You can do that if you wish. The arms can do a full 360 on a ratcheting joint. You can also extend the shoulders for some extra outward movement. You can move these out of the way if you want to. If you want to get some extra movement out of those arms, you can totally just move those pods out of the way if you wish. You do have rotation there right above the elbow. Let's come down a little bit here. Elbows themselves, again, nice meaty ratchet there. You get 90 degrees of bend. As far as the hands go, you do have rotation at the wrist. The hands are fully posable. The thumb is on a ball joint, and you have a hinge here and here. And each finger is on a ball joint at the base, and you have a hinge here and here. So you get nice full range of movement as well. And he actually can make a very, very good looking fist. And I appreciate articulated hands that can make a good looking fist. So you got that going on. He does have waist rotation, although it can get a little bit caught up there in the middle, but he does have waist rotation. Now, as far as the legs go, we can move these panels out of the way. Legs can move forward, about that far, back, that far, outward, about that far. You do have thigh rotation, not a lot, but you get some. Knees, slightly under 90 degrees there, and the feet, you have rotation. You don't have, this is where my tongue stops working. You don't have any upward and downward movement, just rotation and a ratcheted ankle tilt right there. So there you go. So you got that going on. Now we can bring in the sword and transform this for combined mode. So just open this up. The blade splits down the middle here. Just taps together, and then you just extend the two sides up, and then they will tap together right up here, like so. And there you have the combined mode sword. My only complaint is I wish there was something to just fill in that gap in there, but well, it is what it is. But done in a nice silver, and you can see it's pretty big sword here. And he can hold said sword. Right, so, well, your elbow bend. Why is your elbow fighting me now? What's wrong? What's wrong here? Something's wrong here. And his elbow does not want to bend. Oh, I didn't flip this. This is not flipped up. I did something wrong. I must fix his elbow. I will be right back. Okay, it's all good now. I just didn't have this, I didn't have this handle flipped up all the way, so it got caught up in there. So make sure you have this handle flipped up all the way, otherwise it'll jam up his elbow. So, okay, so now, what are we going to do? We're going to give him his sword, because he's a warrior, and a warrior needs a sword. Just open his hand up, and it's the usual tab in the slot in the palm method. And you just tab that in, close his fingers around it, and now he can wield his sword. So, there you go. And he looks quite cool, holding his sword. Yes, yes, yes. And of course you can give him his gun as well. Since he has both weapons, we'll give him both weapons. Why not? Why not? Let's just fully arm him up. Again, it's just a tab in the slot in the palm. Just get that all lined up. There we go. Get it all lined up. Close his hand around it. There you go. Now, one issue with the gun is that that hinge there, that transformation hinge, is not super tight. So sometimes you can see the gun may want to droop a little bit right there. It'll hold, kind of, sort of, but sometimes it just wants to go meow. So, yeah, definitely a little issue there with the gun. But there is Menasor all armed up. But if you don't want him holding his weapons, you can store them on his back. So we'll just remove that, turn him around. Now, as you can see, you have these slots on either side here. That's for the gun. So you got these tabs here. So you can take the gun and just tab that onto his back like so. Or you can take the sword here. You can see you have this peg right here, and you can just take this and it will plug in at an angle like that, and you can store the sword on his back if you wish. Now, you can only store one or the other. You can't store both because you can't have the sword standing straight just due to the way this peg is shaped. So you can only store one or the other. You can't store both, but hey, it is what it is. At least you have some method of storage if you want to use it. Now, you do have another optional piece here. For combined mode, you get an optional face for him. As you can see, the face on him right now is just stern Menasor. But you can give him angry, screamy face if you want to. So you just lift his chin up, and that just untabs very easily. And you just tab in the new mouth, and now he's angry, screamy Menasor. You can light up his eyes. Now he's angry, screamy, glowy-eyed Menasor. Grrr. So that's a nice option right there if you want to take advantage of it. Grrr. So there you have that. So let's get down to some comparisons. So first off, we will start with Combiner Wars Devastator. So you can see how they scale with one another. So there you have that. as pieces fall off of him because he sucks. But anyway, here he is with Fans Projects Menasor. So you got that going on. And here he is with G1 Menasor because he's precious. Menasoring pressure. Here he is with Generation Toys, IDW, Optimus Prime. If you want to see how they look with one another. Here he is with Masterpiece Megatron. You can see how he looks there. Here he is with Mastermind Creations IDW Megatron. In case you want to see how they look together. So, there you have that. And here he is with Combiner Wars Devastator. So you can see how he scales there with that big boy. So, there you have that. Now, if you've seen early reviews of this combiner, the one thing that everybody was complaining about was the stability issue. It was a very delicate balancing act to get him to stand up because his legs were very unstable. Clearly, as you have seen, that is not the case anymore. With those new leg pieces in place, he now stands dead solid. You can see I haven't had to fiddle with his legs once to get him to stand. You plant him, he stands. No problems whatsoever. He now stands dead solid. So that issue with those early reviews are no longer an issue. You know, we can bring his legs out a little bit here. Actually get him into a little A stance here. And boom, again, dead solid. Don't have to worry about it. He stands perfectly fine now. There's no balancing act. He stands perfectly fine now with those new leg pieces in place. You know, I can even... let me take the sword out. I'll put the sword back in his hand. And again, just to kind of show you just how stable he is. Now with those new leg pieces, I mean, I can put the sword in his hand. I can put both arms straight forward. And again, you can see, boom. He's solid. I mean, he leans forward slightly. Like there's very slight lean. But as you can see, he stands just fine with those new leg pieces in place. So the issue is no longer an issue because that fix definitely works. He stands just fine now. So very cool that they acknowledged that issue and sent out the fix for it. And it definitely works. So good on you there, Transformation. So yeah, that is pretty much it for Transformations Havoc. Oop, this came undone though. Let me get back together. There you go. One other little issue though. I will say he doesn't hold the sword super well. That could have been a little bit tighter. I mean, he has a good grip on it, but sometimes it does. There's friction there, but there could be a little bit more because sometimes it is easy to just kind of bump that sword out of his hand. But anyway. Yeah, so there you have Transformations Havoc, a.k.a. Menasor. A very well done set of figures, in my opinion anyway. Each individual robot is very good on their own. As I said, I think Dead End is the fiddliest of the bunch, and that's just with getting him into combine mode. But they're all really good, solid figures on their own. The combine mode looks amazing. I mean, that is IDW Menasor, and that just, I love it. I love that. Any issues that the combine mode had were addressed and were fixed. You know, the connection there with drag strip and the arm, they addressed that issue. The stability issue, which was the major issue, was addressed and was fixed. And as you've seen in this video, he now stands dead solid. You do not have to fiddle with his legs for half an hour. There's no delicate balancing act. You plant him and he stands just fine. So if you were basing your decision on whether or not to go in on this set on those early reviews of the combine mode, don't. Just don't, because now those are null and void because those did not have the fixes. This now has the fixes, and as you've seen, again, he now stands dead solidly. No problem getting him to stand whatsoever. The stability issues have been completely nullified and erased. They have been deleted! So yeah, absolutely love this set. I think it's really cool. I mean, I have my little nitpicks here and there, but that's all they are, just nitpicks. But overall, very cool set. I love that Transformation acknowledged the issues and sent out the fixes for them. And, you know, so that to me just says that they care, and I appreciate that very, very much. Because they easily could have just said, oh, well, it has problems, so what, we still got your money. But no, they acknowledged the problem, they sent out fixes for it, and like I said, to me, that just says that they care and they want you to have the best product possible. And yeah, all in all, like I said, I really dig this set. Very happy with my purchase. I love it, I love it, I love it. So there you go. So if you would like this set, you can check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so you can check that out. Again, you can check out the HAVOC playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transform Mission HAVOC, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Ah, behold my greatest creation, Menasor! Yeah, that's cute. You know he's gonna lose, right? What, why do you have to say things like that, okay? It lowers morale. Because we always lose! Well, with that kind of attitude, I can see why. You are just, you know, you're just. That's right, you go back to your quarters and you think about what you've done. You go back to your quarters and think about how much you lose. Shut up! You shut up! I am a winner! If only in my own mind.